I'm just sitting here on Instagram with my mouth hanging open. And you're like, is he okay?
That's how it
Oh
always
man,
is. When you're doing something on another screen, you don't even notice.
I know, right? I'm
When
looking.
I
I'm looking to see if there's any new updates from any of these guys.
uh I uh I did a little bit of a deep dive last night. I
Okay.
re-downloaded the Olympia app and signed into it, and I watched prejudging and finals from last year's Olympia too.
Did you really? Oh
I looked at
man.
the I looked at the scorecards too to see the
Yeah.
differences in points.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
I don't know how much of a help that would be because it's been a full year, but I was just like, I want to get this right. I want to see.
Hell yeah, dude. What was the experience like watching it the second time?
I've watched it a couple times actually. So I watched it
Was there anything that you remembered wrong? Like when you went back and saw it, you're like, "Oh, actually that's different than how I remember it."
kind of, yeah. There was definitely a couple people that looked a little bit differently than I remember, and then I also was trying mainly what I was doing it for was I wanted to see certain comparisons that I wasn't sure if they had happened or not. Um, More
Okay.
specifically, I wanted to see if Nick stood next to Hottie or not.
Mm. I don't think he did he? Not directly by, not next to.
Just
Or did
top
he?
three call out kind of thing, like when they did yeah, like he wasn't compared to Hottie himself.
Okay. That's what I
Hmm.
thought. I got uh I got a lag over here. Do you have a lag?
Very slightly, yeah.
That's weird.
Let me see. That could
Here,
be
let
on
me
my
just
end
try.
somewhat. I moved to my office randomly.
Actually, you look good. My my screen is lagging like for my video. Yours looks fine now that I look at it.
Yeah, yours
That's
is a little
bizarre.
choppy. I wonder,
That's
do you
weird.
have like usually when I have any like internet lagging or whatever, I just disconnect all my other devices. So right now I just disconnected my iPad and my phone.
Okay. Ooh, actually, I think I know what's going on. For some reason, when this laptop gets unplugged, so it's on battery, I think it goes into like some kind of battery saver mode where everything just is shitty to try to save battery life. Let's see if this fixes it. Oh yeah. Boom. Okay. That solves that. Yeah, so he was in a top three call out, but he was never next to Hottie, correct?
Yeah, like they didn't have their own comparison.
Okay. Okay. Interesting.
We got a dog mouth here now. He's gonna do
Oh,
his predictions.
who's that? Which
They're
one's
so
that?
confused. My dog.
No, what's that one's name?
Oh, Gromit. He's the one I rescued.
Gromit.
Yeah.
Got you.
Oh, here's the other one.
Oh.
Yeah, Gromit was a rescue. I didn't name him that. The only thing that bothered me about him when I got him was his name. But I
Yeah.
was like, fuck it, he's sick, so I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
And it grew on me
Have
a
you
little bit, so I like it now.
have you ever seen Wallace and Gromit? Do you know what that
Yeah,
is?
yeah.
Yeah. That's
I'm not
funny.
that young. Come on.
Yeah. Dude, that's hilarious. Um, so having rewatched it and looked at the scorecards, do you agree with how everything landed last year?
Yeah, I do.
So far?
My top 10 dramatically is gonna change.
Really?
Yeah, and I have all the way up to 8 picked out, and then I was just gonna kind of wait and see what you and Tyler said about things too
Okay.
before I got 9 and 10, just because 9 and 10 I'm having a hard time with.
Okay.
I've got a couple
Damn.
things in here that might be emotional, but
Fair
you know,
enough. You got to a little bit, you know? Dude, now I'm
I
so
gotta
curious.
support people, dude.
Yeah, dude, 100%.
Plus, I believe
100%.
in you.
I think mine will change somewhat as well. Probably not as drastically as what you're talking about, but
Mine's all. I don't think there's anything in mine that's. Oh, there's. I think there's two placings in mine, or maybe three that are the same, and that's it.
really? Damn, dude. Now I'm so curious what you're gonna do. I There's a couple things about mine that I really don't like. Like as a whole, I don't think it's a terrible prediction, but I really don't like Hottie in fourth,
No,
and I really
me
don't
neither.
like Brandon in where do I have him? Seventh.
I
I
have
feel like
Brandon. I'm not gonna say anything.
okay, yeah, I feel like I fucked up there for sure. I feel like because it's not like Hottie looks like he's digressed in any way. He looks marginally better than last year,
Yeah,
and he won
eight
last
weeks
year.
out was
So
like stage lean almost. So
yeah, so his conditioning will probably be improved from last year because there was a little bit of room for improvement there. He wasn't quite the usual hottie conditioning wise.
now he was trying to be midway between full and conditioned.
Yeah,
I think that they liked that though, so they're probably going to go for that again. And I think that's another reason why he was probably in such good shape 8 weeks out because they're probably going to feed him into it a little bit.
I can see that for sure. Keep him a little fuller at the end. Um,
Uh
I mean,
oh.
ideally, they're probably trying to do what you got me.
Yeah, your picture's a little slow. It's coming back, but it's like it's a little bit lagged.
Okay. Um,
It
they're
was pretty
probably trying
delayed.
to they're probably trying to do kind of like what Nick in his camp is doing, where they're trying to improve conditioning, but show up fuller than like his Arnold appearance, for example.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, dude, I think that's probably a safe bet. But the only thing that anyone could knock Hottie for at this point versus last year would be maybe his waist. Maybe that grew a little bit. I don't know. It's hard to tell from that one update whether or not his waist is worse or if it's just the same, you know?
I think that it's a little bit bigger, but I think that there's some other things in proportion that kind of came up too to make it kind of balance out. So if you look at the picture of him where he's just pulling up his shirt and you're showing his waist only, then that's a
Yeah.
little bit of like a concern. But then if you see the 8 weeks out update where he's hitting the Aventine, he's got his leg out too. You see his leg is a lot rounder and fuller too. So like
True.
proportionally everything came up. So he's still gonna look the same. He's gonna have that same shape and structure.
Hmm.
But if it was just the waist, then yeah, that would be a problem.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh shit, dude. We missed the
What
That's
up?
memo.
why guest appearance.
This is our
So I'm
guest
stepping in for
today.
Tyler. You know what I'm saying? He's out here saving this old lady. So what's going on, guys? What we talking about?
This is our guest today, Miles Morales. What's up, Miles? Dude, Tyler, do you have a PS5?
No, I do not.
Uh,
Unfortunately,
I don't either. I really want to play that new Spider-Man game that just came out.
same
But
thing.
I'll,
I want
but
to
I'll
get
get
back into
it.
video games.
Yeah, do
I
it,
think
man.
when I get more organized, I'm gonna get back into video games
Do it. I
and
give
start.
it
The only time to sit on my ass and want to do something.
I give
Like the
it I
only time
give
I
it
actually played games was like when I was during prep when I was on that bike for like an hour. I was like, this is the only
yeah,
time that took me
That's a
off.
good time to do it though, because then you don't feel like you're like being lazy
perfect
playing
time.
games. You're sitting there doing your cardio, just fucking. Dude, I
Yeah.
want to get Minecraft again. I'm not gonna lie. I
Minecraft is
fucking
pretty
love
addictive.
Minecraft is sick.
One of my clients works on Minecraft.
Really?
Like for
Yeah.
the company as like a developer or
Yeah, he's can't remember
damn,
what his exact job title is. Hopefully he doesn't watch this. He probably won't. But no, he works on the game like he's a dev. Yeah.
that's sick.
Yeah, right.
How you
Um
breathing in that thing?
It's actually quite breathable if you know, real.
dude, that's a
I can
pretty
feel
good
my
looking mask, bro.
man. Hey, there's content coming with this.
Oh,
Hell
for real?
yeah.
I bet Alpha Land's full of people dressing up.
They got a costume contest tomorrow. So
Oh shit, really?
No
Are you
way.
gonna
yeah,
do it?
I am not partaking in that. No.
No. You want to give
I
it a
am
chance?
going in early, doing a few vids, changing, and doing my normal workout. That's it.
Dude, how many people are totally showing up as the Hulk or Thor or one of those like
All the
generic
main ones, whatever costume they can dress in where they have to wear the least amount of clothes.
Dude,
Yeah.
you know what's actually funny? They're all they don't do none of that, shockingly enough. they're either like super creative or anime driven.
Oh, really? I guess
Yeah,
probably everyone knows that like those are the stereotypical bodybuilder costumes, so they try to do something different.
yeah.
That makes
I
sense.
think I saw like the Joker in his nurse outfit,
Oh, dude,
fucking
everybody's gonna do that shit. Yeah.
Red Ranger, fucking
Yeah.
Goku. That whole spectrum.
Okay. Okay. Josh, are you dressing up for Halloween in any way, shape, or form?
No, I don't do holidays ever.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go trick or treating with my girlfriend and her son probably, but
Okay.
other than that, that's it. And then her son is only 4 years old, so it's like going trick or treating with a 4-year-old is like going up and down one street.
Yeah.
You know? So we're gonna go do that. We had like one festive kind of thing. We went to like a I don't know what you would call it, not like a pumpkin patch kind of thing, but like this last Friday we took him and then my friend and his son went to this thing. We did like a corn maze, like a
Oh yeah.
cornfield maze.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's all I
Those
did.
are
But
fun.
I'm dressing up as me, so
Oh yeah, dude.
Dope costume, bro. Dope
Man,
costume.
yeah.
I have I have like corn maze trauma from my childhood. Uh, not as far back as you'd think. I think I was probably like 18 or 17 or something like that. And we went, I think it was on Halloween. We went to this like one of those big like farms with a pumpkin patch and corn maze and all that. We went there on Halloween. It was me, my sister's boyfriend at the time, and we went in this corn maze, and it had been pouring rain, so there was mud everywhere. It was just a mess. This corn maze was a disaster. Like you would walk around and slide, like you had to like watch your step. It was horrible, and we were super lost in this corn maze. I already hate corn mazes because I don't like being lost, and that's basically what a corn maze is. Is you're just lost for 30 minutes.
You're lost on purpose for fun.
Yeah, which is so stupid to me. So we're like super lost, super turned around, and my sister's boyfriend was a Boy Scout, so he's trying to be all like,
I
get
can
us,
tie a knot.
Oh
yeah,
no.
get us to the exit. I'm like, this is so stupid.
Wind's
I want
going
to
this
go home.
way.
And then there's this big ass mud puddle, and I slipped and ate it face first into the mud puddle. I had like mud caked all over my body, and I was like,
Fucking still lost. So you
I
had to
was,
walk around like that.
I was like, this sucks. So I haven't done a corn maze since. That was
Yeah,
horrible.
I stepped in a puddle in my Jordans. That's about all I got. That was
I
pretty
mean,
traumatic.
that's pretty bad. Yeah.
We went for some reason. We're like, oh, let's do the corn maze later. Let's go check out all this other stuff. So then the sun sets
Yeah.
by then. It's completely dark. So it was super eerie because we went into the corn maze and we're
Yeah.
like, oh, we have a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old with us. So we're gonna go into the easy one because there's an easy one, a medium one, and then there was a huge one.
Okay.
Went into the easy one, pitch black outside pretty much. There's a full moon, so it was super, super like creepy feeling, which was cool. But
Yeah.
we like were getting lost in the easy one. And we finally pop out of it. And then my friend Jose's like, let's go in the other one. And I'm like, oh, no, it's like 20 degrees out here right now. I'm good.
Oh my God.
Speaking of cold, it just got cold out of nowhere. It's gonna be cold
Dude,
again.
literally out of
Oh,
nowhere. Here too. It was the
Bro,
same.
same
it
It
went
here.
woke up.
yesterday was 89 at the high. The high today and tomorrow is like fucking 55.
I'm gonna have to bring a hoodie then.
Whoa.
Yeah, the drop off is crazy.
That's nuts, dude. It was
I'm
89 yesterday?
Yeah.
Holy
I
shit.
woke up this morning with a nice breeze walking my dog.
That's kind of nice. They're doing that for me. They know I'm coming next weekend, so they're just making sure it's good temperature for me to wear on my nice hoodies.
See? Yes, but still. No.
Josh, you're going to be there next weekend?
Yeah, I'm going there for a friend's birthday. He just wanted to go do whatever and go to a couple steakhouses there. There's a steakhouse there called Steak 48 that he wants to go to again. So we're all just going to meet up there, and I'm getting there a day early, so me and Tyler are just going to go get breakfast and train some arms and maybe a little bit of chest.
Hell yeah,
And
dude.
the Olympia. We're going to watch the Olympia.
Oh, that's
Definitely gotta go.
badass. That's badass. Hey, the Olympia is Friday, Saturday, right? It's 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay. Friday
You
night,
got-
Saturday night, yeah?
Yeah, I'll be watching the prejudging at home, but I'll be watching finals probably with Tyler if he still wants me there.
And let's see,
You good, bro?
they're 3 hours ahead, right? Because it's Orlando, or not for you guys, but for me, it's 3 hours ahead.
I think for Tyler, it's the same time, like, isn't it?
It's 2.
Oh shit, it's 2 from you even?
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It's 1. It's 1. I
Okay.
forgot. So it's 1. It's 1 hour ahead.
Because you're 2 ahead of me, Tyler. So that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Oh man, dude, the suspense is killing me. So Tyler, Josh got on here and said that he's going to change all of his picks, except
I'm over here like, bruh. It's gonna be
so.
his last 5. That's gonna be very fucking interesting. I already
Oh
know
my
it.
god. Let
Because
me.
you gotta get rid of it. You
All
gotta
out.
get rid of your
Who's
heartfelt
going to
number
be
10.
first call outs? It's what order his second call out's going to go in too.
Yeah.
All
Oh,
right.
do we have Tyler? Did you finish your picks?
Yeah, we got it. I don't know. I think I wrote it down as well, but I'm sure he did too. I got Tyler's picks though right here.
You got them? Go
Okay.
ahead. I got you. Here, I'll pull them. I got mine.
Okay.
So 6, I got Andrew. I'm sorry. I got Hunter.
Hunter,
7, Andrew.
Andrew,
8, Tonio.
Antonio.
9, Crizzo. 10, Justin.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
The Tonio Crizzo thing is we all spot on.
Yeah, dude. We all agree, or at least for now. We'll see how Josh throws a wrench in things here.
You did great. Are you guys changing anything up at all, or am I just going to go in here and tear it up?
I'm going to change a couple things, I think. What about you, Tyler?
Man, I don't know. I don't know. Like I can.
Your list up here since I studied.
Let's see.
Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. Here's where my head's at, boys. I'm just going to talk through this. So, which is good because this is a podcast. So, Hottie does not look worse. He looks better.
Yeah.
I don't think the judges are going to let him fall to 4th from 1st.
It depends.
Say again, Josh?
It depends.
Right. We saw
he's gonna look 5% better. I think a lot of those guys in that top call out are gonna look 20% better.
Agreed. My question is, so let's say Hottie looks 5% better. All these other 3, Samson, Nick, Derek, they all look 20% better. Do the judges still? They're not going to give him the win, obviously, but will they still leave him in like 2nd, 3rd, just because he's the reigning champ?
I do
If they
keep him in that top 3, but I don't think it's going to be specifically because he's the reigning champ. I think he's going to deserve to still be up there.
Yeah.
But you can't see somebody like Hottie slip down to like 5th. I don't think that's
what I'm
going to
saying.
I mean,
Unless
you can see him slip down to 4 just by those top 3 though. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Because if you're looking at
expect delts again, then he might go down to 5th.
True.
So like what me and Josh were talking about was like if you look at his recent update or whatever.
Yeah.
He obviously put on more size, but now you can kind of see his midsection starting to blow up. He's starting to look more blocky than what he was last year. Whereas Nick, who would be similar in that category, has been way more tapered. And now you're looking at
portions are getting better.
Yeah. And so now you're looking at Derek Sampson and Nick with this more flowy, more aesthetically pleasing bodybuilder build that I guess that we I think that's the way we're all going as far as like bodybuilding in as a whole. So I mean if he blows out, come out looking like fucking Minecraft blocks, kind of stuck.
Yeah, dude.
There.
That's a full circle.
When I was doing my little research yesterday, I did think of something that nobody's said yet.
Okay.
This is Derek's first off season with no breaks because last year when he was going into the Open, there was still maybe 212, maybe open, not sure yet. This year, it's full blown second place at the Olympia last year. This is going to be no breaks all season.
Dude, his whole off season last year, he said he was eating like 3,000 calories and killing himself on the stairs just to keep from rebounding. So,
Exactly.
yeah.
And I think that they, even with like the no breaks approach, like him doing a full open bodybuilding off season, I
Mhm.
still don't think that they're just letting him grow. I think they're trying to keep him from growing too much still, just because they don't want to blow out any of his proportions too. So I don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
That's
My
that.
Here's my one reservation about Derek and why I currently have him after Nick, but that is subject to change. We'll see. Uh, Derek is was nasty peeled from the back and kind of soft from the front, proportionately. Um, I don't personally think that's a conditioning thing because, again, he was peeled from the back. So I don't think he had like body fat. I think that's just a muscle density maturity issue. And if that is the same, which I'm guessing it will be, because if anything, he's going to have even more brand new young muscle this year, right?
Yeah,
Uh, if
which
that's
is
the
not going to look
same,
as good next to those guys. Is that what you're saying?
exactly.
Yeah.
Nick is going to be absolutely dug out. It's looking like probably his best conditioning ever. I'm going to guess. Uh, Samson, same. Hopefully, it'll be his best conditioning ever. And then Hadi is also super, super dense from the front. I think that's ultimately, why he had Derek beat last year. Um,
Hmm.
so I don't know. I feel like the judges. Here's what I've noticed about the judges, and this is kind of obvious, I guess, but if they give a reason for why somebody placed where they did, and that person even marginally corrects that issue, they very heavily reward it, right? So, like in Samson's case, they told him after the Arnold he just needs to be harder. That's the
Yeah.
only feedback he got. If he's even a little bit harder, I feel like they're going to reward him with placings. Um, Whereas on the flip side, if Derek shows up looking bigger but the same conditioning balance, he might get punished for it. I don't know. That's just kind of where my head's at.
I have a hard time believing that he would come in soft.
Yeah.
Like, cause that was obviously that was one of his biggest flaws. Like the no striations in the chest, the shoulders
Yeah.
wasn't as striated. But everybody talked about his back. His back is obviously the key point. But
Yes.
I have a hard time seeing him come back on stage to the same degree of conditioning from the front.
But
Yeah.
But
if you
he
guys,
but
Derek's
go
been
ahead.
complete for a while in the 212, all the way
Yeah.
back when Flex was still winning the Olympia.
Mm.
And it was when he was not at his weight cap quite yet. It was always a disappointment for the fans when he would go into the Olympia out of shape. Now that he
Mm.
doesn't have that weight cap again, he doesn't have to suck down so hard. Maybe that might be a detriment to Derek's conditioning, and he'll kind of have those same. Um, I don't necessarily think it'd be disappointing. I don't think that it'll be like crazy off conditioning, but I do remember a lot of times when people were disappointed with him a couple years back in the 212.
Mm-hmm. Well, my thinking is it might not even be, like I said, it might not even be a conditioning issue. It might just be genetically he doesn't
I
have
think
that
it's
much
muscle maturity, if
detail.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, he just might not have the detail in the front like he does in the back. And that's kind of scary because if it is a conditioning issue, then it can be corrected pretty easily, right? If it's not, if it's just genetic or like you said, a maturity issue, Josh, um, then it can't really be fixed potentially. You know what I mean?
It can
So
only take time.
Yeah.
with time, yeah, yeah. But I mean, he's got such a good shape, man. Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't
He
know.
also had a full year. He's had a full year. He hasn't had to compete again. Well, he kind of had that luxury last year though, because he got the invite too. So like, I don't really
Yeah.
know how much that would do for him. And I wonder if maybe they were just gonna go for the open last year, but they didn't say it until the end.
Okay.
And they
Yeah.
still did a no breaks, all gas off season last year. We don't really know.
Hmm.
I mean,
Hmm.
based off this off season last year and this season last year. I mean, I'm sorry, the off season he had last year and the one he's in currently, bro. They're miles different. At least his body had responded miles different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
See,
Yeah.
when you have a guy putting on new muscle tissue, it looks really good until they diet down because
it died down.
brand new
Mhm.
muscle tissue doesn't really fill out the same.
Mhm.
It's most likely going to be flatter. So a lot of those areas that Derek did bring up over the year, if it is his legs, which is specifically what people were saying that he needs to work on, then if he's going to try to diet down to that hard conditioning to compete with a guy like Hottie, if they do go that route, then he's going to flatten out in the legs. That's kind of what happened to Nick between the Olympia and the Arnold. He was trying to come down a little bit more in conditioning. He lost the legs.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's interesting too, just because Derek and Hottie have the same coach. What kind of approach do you take with that as a coach? Trying to, like, you want to coach Derek to play his game, which is shape. And you got to coach Hottie to his game, which is going to be detail.
Mhm.
How do you do that when you have two people in the top two? Like, you're trying to coach them both to beat each other. It's just weird. It's crazy.
I mean,
It's
that's
Yeah.
that
I've
sounds
never
like
happened before.
a great situation to be in. 1 and 2
Yeah.
regardless. So
Yeah, my guy wins classic, and 212 was Matt's, but then other than that, he got classic and he got the open and he got the top two in the open, so it's pretty wild.
Yeah, dude.
so he's probably just coaching them to be his best and as detail oriented on both fronts in regards.
Yep.
So it's like
Probably.
as long as they bring the best package that fits their 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 body, their genetics or whatever, that's
He's
his
good at
goal.
coaching people to like their game. They're playing their game. They're not trying to Jay Cutler, Ronnie Coleman. They're not trying to like catch up in size kind of thing,
Mhm.
Yep.
He
So who
probably just
knows?
really has to compartmentalize, like, like when he's talking to Hottie, he's probably strategizing against Derek and vice versa, Like that would be a trip. That'd be pretty wild to do, but like Tyler said, it's a pretty good problem to have for sure.
Yeah. Yeah. It would not be a bad thing to be a coach and have two people that are the two best in the world.
Right?
Right.
Exactly.
But I think unless you want to pull up some stuff, I'm totally ready to go with my top 10 switches.
Come on, let's get it ripping, bro. Let's get it
Yeah,
ripping.
I'm not. I don't really think there's too much to pull up. I think everyone's kind of gone dark for the for
They
the
have it's peak week. They're not going to post a whole lot more.
yeah.
Yeah, I
So
was thinking we do these picks. We maybe go over what the bet's going to be and everything, or should we do that first and then talk about some other stuff? We've been doing a lot of Olympia talk these past couple episodes.
yeah, let's establish our bet first because that'll raise the stakes a little bit.
All right.
What do we think, boys? Now, should we do a punishment bet or a reward bet?
I don't know. I feel like we could do. I don't know. You guys don't care about sneakers as much as me, so the shoe bet doesn't work.
Yeah,
Um, Damn, I don't know. This is going to be hard to think about because I don't really know. I mean, I'm not saying there's not much I'm willing to not do.
Right.
I'll do
hmm,
practically anything.
right.
What would it be? Like you gotta work out some cowboy boots and some jorts and
Oh, that's actually kind of fun. We did something like that. You gotta record a full like day in the gym. You gotta edit up and post it up and everything. You gotta be wearing some goofy shit like that.
That could be pretty funny.
It's gotta be
Oh,
one of our hostile submission videos that we send into them too.
yeah, yeah. That would be pretty funny, dude.
What's
Uh,
some goofy shit to where we could dress up like 80s or 70s gym people with the warmers and stuff, all the
there you go.
sweatbands.
I would do that without the loss, to be honest.
Yeah, Terrence just did that. Terrence just posted stuff like that. So
Really?
yeah,
Hmm.
damn, I don't know. This is hard. What would we do? Is it going to be? Do you think it should be a reward type of bet? So like whoever wins, whoever gets the closest to it gets like everybody has to pitch in for whatever thing that they want, kind of thing.
Yeah, that could be
That could
cool.
work.
I don't know. I feel like both are cool because it's cool, like as a winner to get something, but it's also cool to watch somebody have to do some dumb shit if they lose.
Yep. Because I feel like having a loss, because the first one's, I would say the first one's completely bragging rights, right? Because that's something that we'll
Yeah.
all talk about, like you won last season, kind of like fantasy football. But
Yeah.
when you lose, you kind of have to be rewarded for that loss.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I think we do. I think we do a loss. I think we do a loss punishment. Um,
Let's see if the internet can help us here. What the hell? Funny punishments for lost bet games. Organize a flash mob.
as
None
funny
of
as that be. Yo,
oh
hold
my
on, guys.
This is like Impractical Jokers type stuff. Sing a song in a crowded place.
God.
This is a good one. You have to wear your clothes inside out for the whole day, and then we'd have to vlog it.
Oh my God.
All of your clothes, pants, hoodie, whatever.
That's pretty funny. I like
I
that.
like that one. That one's hilarious. I would even wear my hat like upside down, inside out.
Yeah. That could be really good.
I'm going with that one. I think that's a good one. If Tyler comes back and he likes that, I think that's actually hilarious. I've never seen anybody do something like that before, and that'd be just funny to make a video of it.
Yeah, dude. And then that would be a really good hostile one too, because we can wear all our hostile stuff inside out.
Yeah, like, oh, these clothes are so sick, you can wear them inside out, and they still are good.
Yeah, dude. Oh man, I like that. Okay. And it's not,
Making embarrassing
permanent,
funny posts on social media.
and it's not permanent or overly damaging to us. So I think that's a good
Anything
one.
is hilarious. I like that. But then we're
Hell
all
yeah.
willing to do it again, so that's a problem we run into. Did you hear that one, Tyler?
I did not. Sorry.
You wear all of your clothes inside out for the whole day, and then you have to vlog it up and post it.
Okay, I'm fine with that.
I'm
Cool.
down.
I'm
Hell
down
yeah.
with that.
That's
All
it,
right.
then. That's the bet.
Actually,
That's
can
good.
we? I want to do something extreme, man. I want a little bit more extreme. Can we like dress up like? Can we be like dress up like a nerd in the gym? Like get your sweats higher than your belly button, tuck in your oversized shirt
Dude,
with some
you
tube
know,
socks and some chucks,
That could be
you
good.
glasses
know,
with some tape, and you hit a chest workout and then vlog it.
that's a good one
But
too. That's not
you also
bad.
got to talk. You also got to talk like this just a little bit.
Like
When you
Steve
get
Urkel.
I think that would
Every time you push up your glasses, you got to snort.
Hell yeah.
That'd be fun too. It'd be like a character type of vlog video. That'd be fun.
That could
Like,
be
it's
pretty.
embarrassing, but yet it's still fun.
Okay, here we go. I have it.
All right.
We'll combine all of these ideas. Whoever loses the other two of us, so like Tyler, if you lose, Josh and I will have a secret meeting and we'll decide what you have to wear for your workout.
I like that.
Ooh,
I
Right?
like that.
And vice
There we
versa.
go. I
shit.
dig it.
That way it could be
I dig
anything.
it.
It could be
That's
it
the
could be a
perfect one. That's
Yeah,
perfect.
there it is.
it could
I'm
be a
liking that.
nerd outfit. It could be we could do the inside out thing. Like we just
You
choose
might
on the
have to
fly.
paint your nails. You might have to wear a crop top.
Can we? Okay, first off, I'm not painting no nails, right? I could possibly do a tutu, but that's it. That's it. Possibly.
The only ground rules I have are I won't do anything to my beard. That's about it. That's about all I got.
I won't do anything to my hair because I don't know if it'll come back.
Let's just say no hair, nothing
No
hair
hair.
related.
No
Yeah.
touching of the hair or face. What is that from Anchorman?
Yeah.
No touching of the hair or face.
Dude, that's such a good
Look
movie.
like amateurs.
Okay, we have our bet, gentlemen.
That
Cool. I like it.
I want
Secret
since
meeting.
Josh, since you're changing everything, I want you to go first because I want to mooch off of whatever you're doing.
Okay. Are you guys leaving your number one the same, or are you changing it?
we'll let you go first, and
Okay.
I'm sure we'll probably make some changes afterwards. But as you're making these, since you're making such a dramatic change, apparently, go into why you're making these changes.
Oh, I'm gonna. Don't
So we-
worry. I
Yes.
told Neil before you got on here. I rewatched last year's Olympia, and then
Okay.
I looked
Oh,
up
damn.
some stuff online. I looked at the scorecards again.
This is a deep dive. You did a dissertation.
I
Yeah,
couldn't sleep last night. Dude, I was ready to lay down in bed by 9:30. I didn't know what to do with myself. I just sat there on my phone and fucking I'm like,
Hey,
fuck it, I'm gonna study up. I was on the phone with my girlfriend. I was just like, I'm gonna talk through this with you. You're just gonna have to listen.
well, based on what we talked about last time, congrats. Congrats.
Okay, ready?
Let's
All right,
rock
let's
it.
hear it.
Number one, Nick.
Oh shit.
Big jump. Okay.
This is why. You talk about how a lot of these guys in the pro league need to earn their stripes. You got all these guys in the first call out, they've been there for a really long time. The judges actually call them by name when they shuffle them around. All these guys outside of the first call out, they're calling by competitor number still. It's not like it's completely a conscious thing that they're doing. It's like kind of subconscious, but they just know who those guys are. They've seen them a lot. So Nick has been showing up a lot. He's been very consistent. He improves every single time. They're going to like that. I think by now he's earned his stripes. He's moved up. Also, Nick got third last year, which kind of lit a fire in him against Hottie and Derek. Those are the only two people he needed to beat. He goes into the Arnold a little bit tighter. Maybe that was something that they were testing out to see how that would look and how that would do for him. He got second to Samson. Nick is not a guy who comes back and does worse than he did before. He always improves every time on what he did. The one USA's that he did before he won his pro card, he didn't win it. He came back the next year. He won it. He did his pro debut in Chicago, got fourth, came back again, won the New York Pro, like just kind of always levels himself up every single time. So I feel like this might be Nick's year. I feel like he can make the amount of improvements that he needs to make to pass these guys. Um, and then I'll put Samson in second
Okay.
because again, kind of like he's really really good. I think that Samson would have to have some pretty gnarly condition to win though, because Fuad kind of made a good point about this. There's not going to be any Ramis there. It's going to be Samson, so he can stand out in a good way or he can stand out in a bad way. But the only way for him to stand out in a good way at his size is if he's like stupid peeled.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just want to see if he can get that kind of condition and then also, earn your stripes kind of thing too. He's new to the Olympia. This will be his second Olympia.
Hmm.
Third
That's
place.
crazy to say.
Oh, what's up?
I said that's still crazy to say. Think
Hmm.
about it.
Yeah, I know I think that he can do it though. I think that this is the one that I'm kind of iffy about is putting Hottie in third behind Samson, but I still think I'm going to put Hottie in third behind Samson because of the structure. I still do think Samson's going to come in with good conditioning. I actually do think that Nick is going to have the best conditioning and detail in this year though, and that's why I have him above Hottie too.
Mm.
So I'm going to put Hottie in third, Derek in fourth.
Okay.
We kind of went over that one a little bit. I really just think it's going to be new muscle tissue. It's not going to have as much detail as everybody else. It might not look as dense as everybody else. He's going to be really round and full, I'm sure, and he's still
Mhm.
going to be lean. It's just not going to have that like mature, dense look to it yet. He might need a couple more years of holding on to that size for that.
Mhm.
Fifth and sixth, they're staying the same. It's going to be Hunter Andrew. Actually, five, six, sevens, Hunter Andrew. Nope, never mind. I changed seven. Okay, 5'6", Hunter Andrew.
Okay.
Seven. Who is Tonio?
Oh shit.
Damn.
Dude, I
Okay.
just think about it this way. This is why I kind of put Tonio, because Brandon's next.
Okay.
Okay.
This is why I put Tonio above Brandon. Brandon, he won the Olympia. He's been slipping in placings every year since then, even though he's been trying to improve. The big thing that he needs to improve is his legs, which we've talked about that before too. Tonio is very dense. He's very conditioned, really good shape, really good stage presentation, very like tons of muscle. And if you stand him next to Brandon, if he's able to get into those call outs next to a guy like somebody like Brandon, his fucking legs.
Oh, 100%. Big facts.
That's gonna
Big
show.
facts.
So I think it really matters who you stand next to and what call outs you're in. That's like gonna kind of get you that look. If you stand Tonio next to Brandon, that's gonna be very glaring. That's gonna make Brandon's weak point pop out even more to people. So I kind of
Yeah.
feel like Tonio could edge out Brandon a little bit in that way. Plus Tonio, I like Tonio. He's cool with me. Like we've talked every now and then. So I'm like, that's the one that I said might be slightly emotional, but I actually do believe that he could pull off seventh.
Yeah.
Then
Okay.
9 and 10. I was going to kind of see if you guys had anything. I know that Roman I have in 10th, and that was definitely an emotional pick, so it's probably going to change. I'd really love to see Roman in a top 10, but I don't know if he's going to do it yet.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the names that could go there are Crizzo, Regan, Justin, Roman, uh,
I just don't think that Roman's going to beat a guy like Regan, unfortunately. I do think that I
Yeah.
would like to see it. I think that they have some similar strengths and weaknesses, but then from the back, I just think that Regan's too much.
Well, and even let's do this. Do you think Roman beats Shire?
Roman's like a 260, 270 pound bodybuilder. Shire's about 220, 230. So I
Yeah,
think
he's 220.
and then I also think about how Justin's conditioning in Chicago was good, but that conditioning next to Roman is going to be dramatic. So
You
I
you know
really
what?
like Justin. I really like his physique. I think he has the best front double bicep in bodybuilding right now, maybe aside from Andrew.
Hmm.
I just don't know, but he's been looking pretty freaky lately too. So I do want to see Justin in that top 10 too. I just don't know where. I put Justin over Crizzo though,
Hmm.
because
See,
I feel
I
like
was going back and forth with that, but because we've seen Crizzo, the capability he has of being diced. Justin's back needed to come up, and Crizzo actually has a decent dip in his back. So
uh-huh.
that's why I couldn't really put Justin over Crizzo.
Yeah.
I
I
just
mean,
think that oh, what's up?
I was just gonna say if I were picking like as a judge, not like what I think is gonna happen, I would definitely personally put Justin above Crizzo because I don't really like Crizzo's physique. Uh,
I don't like his physique.
and I like
Being
Justin's physique a lot. I think it flows way better than Crizzo's does. But like Tyler said, I think given Crizzo's improvements, the judges will probably have Crizzo above Justin, most likely.
yeah, I know, but I also think like again, if we're talking about similar strengths and weaknesses, who has the stronger strengths and who has the weaker weaknesses? So their strengths are their
Yeah,
arms, right? But
Yeah,
your
100%.
arms being that big are only going to be a benefit to you if it accentuates your shape and structure. And I still think even though Crizzo has big arms, it's not enough to offset his waist.
Yeah,
His
his
mid
midsection is weird,
so
just weird.
yeah,
Justin is going to look so much better and more appealing next to him. And then when you turn them around from the
yeah.
back and you consider that that's a weak point for both of them too, I think Justin's back is a lot better than Crizzo's.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
Can,
I can see that.
can you pull up Crizzo's back?
Yeah, good thinking.
You're not going to find much of Crizzo's back, I don't think.
Well,
He's
That's kind of what
definitely
as soon
smart
as
enough
I
to
said that, I
not
was like,
post that.
there's a reason for that, I guess.
This is the guy that we're talking about that's been caught for Photoshop multiple times. He ain't going to be like, hey, here's an honest picture of my weak point. You might find it.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point.
Crizzo, dude,
Uh,
I mean, I always say no negativity when I talk about people on here, but he just bugs me. I really don't like the arrogant attitude that he had coming into the pro league. And then it wasn't even just like arrogant attitude showmanship stuff. He literally came into the pro league like that. And then from his stage presentation at his first pro show, you could tell that he didn't really give an effort and he didn't respect it because he was shaky, he was sweaty, he didn't have any good presentation. He won based off of how he looks because it wasn't that stacked of a show. So I just thought
yeah,
that was kind of disrespectful to the pro league too to show up like that. So
yeah. There is nothing above his back
I
that
told
I'm
you.
seeing. His
I'm
arms
gonna
are freaking ridiculous, dude. It's just
Well,
his arms.
hey, pull up his legs for me. I personally want to see something because now that you're bringing that up, I was like, I could move Justin. But I want to see his legs.
Yeah,
Quizzo's legs.
they both have good legs. I think Justin's it's gonna be a same thing again. Like the arms are only a strength if they accentuate the shape. The legs are gonna be more of a strength if it helps with that waist taper too, and it kind of gives more of that X frame. And I
Well,
think
I'm
he
looking.
good legs. It's just his waist is so strange. There's not as much of an X frame where Justin's like literally just perfect flow.
Well, at that same point, it's like it's one like we can pick on one, but who has the more balance of out of all positions? So I'm thinking about his side shots, right? Because if
yeah,
their arms are going to be comparable, who has the better legs from the side shots? Because that's two sides, right? That's two positions right there. We're looking at the back. Obviously, we can't see Crizzo's back, but just
Well,
looking at
Justin,
this right here. Granted, he is a lot bigger than Justin in the same respect,
yeah.
but
But he's bigger, but he's not going to have that same structure too. And the
yeah.
shape of the inserts and everything is going to matter. Like you have guys like Derek in second place beating guys like Samson. So think about that. I think when you go to the side shots, one of the glaring weak points that's going to show too with Crizzo is lack of glute and hamstring, and that's also going to show from the back.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
he
for
ain't got,
real though,
he ain't got no ass. Boy ain't
he
got
has
no ass.
no
That's all
glute. So
Yeah,
he's going to have that problem, and then Justin's not going to. Justin's very complete. He really is a very complete bodybuilder.
he is for
Well,
sure.
I keep thinking like the only thing that gets in my head when I place Justin is how much does he weigh? But I'm starting to like kind of get away from worrying about that too much.
Doesn't matter as much as it used to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm wondering why he let his coach take this picture so far behind him because it's making him look like his coach has bigger legs than him.
He
But it's
definitely looks like he has bigger legs, but yeah, with the perspective and everything, it's weird. But then that's also kind of
Yeah.
impressive if we know that he's behind him and he's still, you
I
know,
mean, yeah, that's true. He's a fair bit behind him too.
he's a fair bit behind him, and the outer head of his tricep is the size of his arm, that guy's arm. So
I want to see
let's
Shire.
see some Shire.
He's got, he's just really put together, man. Look at that most muscular.
I believe he's going to be a lot better peaked and more conditioned at the Olympia too. I think it's going to be a pretty dramatic difference between the Chicago and the Olympia for him. That's another thing I try to think about.
Yeah,
I agree because my man's been growing. He's still growing, which is
yeah,
insane.
I'm assuming he came a little bit like through a recomp phase after Chicago and gained a pretty good amount of lean tissue. We don't know how it's going to look on him yet, but like again, he's a guy who's kind of newer to bodybuilding as far as he's what is he 36?
35,
Yeah,
35.
35, 36. He just started bodybuilding like within like the last 3, 4, 5 years, something like that. So
Yep.
his new muscle tissue still looks really good and developed and has a lot
yeah,
of detail. It's not super like immature muscle. Like that one on his story, I really wish he actually posted it. He posted like him just in the mirror, like doing the most muscular on his story, and it
Yeah, yeah.
is so nuts.
yeah. Damn, dude.
With that being said, I'm putting him in eighth.
Shire?
Yeah, I
Okay.
think so.
Honestly, I'm agree with you on this one.
He's
I
really
can make that
complete,
one.
dude. And I mean, it's funny. We just talked about him versus Roman, and Roman is what, like 50 pounds heavier on stage or something like that. But somehow Shire looks more complete than Roman. You know what I mean?
Yeah, this is why. It's because this is why Roman's heavy. This is why he's less complete. It's because he's got massive legs,
Yeah.
and big legs hold a ton of weight.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I know for myself, when I'm fully training legs and they start to grow again, that's when I get heavy. Antoine Vaillant, 300 plus pound bodybuilder, he's
Yeah.
all legs.
Yes. Yes. Uh, Shire in eighth, you said?
Shire 8. And then I'm trying to wait. Who did I have in 8? Brandon. Sorry, I mean Shire 9. That's my bad.
Oh,
I was
okay.
about to say,
Brandon
hey,
8, Shire 9. And then I want to think like because now I'm thinking it's going to be guys like Crizzo, Roman, Regan, Theo, Presty.
Yeah.
Out of all them, I don't think Presty's going to take it just because he has that wacky shoulder width, but I don't think he's going to have the size in the legs that is going to kind of complement that wacky shoulder width quite yet. So he's going to look like he's a little bit downsized in the legs. I think that Roman's actually going to beat somebody like him out in this time, and that's going to be really cool for Roman.
Mhm.
Because Presty's a really, really good bodybuilder, so I think that'd be a big deal for somebody like Roman to even edge him out. But
Mhm.
I think mostly then it's going to be Regan and Crizzo that I'm trying to consider here.
Yep.
Let me see. I want to see who the qualified competitors are one more time. I'm looking it up real quick just so that I can see if I'm missing or forgetting anybody's name.
Yeah, dude. The eighth through 10th is tricky for sure.
That's why I'm like something about well, even for me, it's like it's 7 through 10. Pretty much the whole entire second call out is very open.
Yeah. Yeah.
This
No, for sure.
no, I think I'm good with that. I just got to figure out Roman or not Roman and Regan, Crizzo or Regan.
Okay.
Again, the strength thing. Regan's strength is his back. Krizzle's weak points is back. Regan has pretty good legs. I'm gonna go with Regan.
Okay. Regan in 10th.
Look at how
So,
indecisive I am. My list has changed more than anybody's over the past couple.
well, we're locking in today. This is it.
Yeah, I'm over here looking at Hunter's page right now.
Does he have anything new, Tyler?
Not really.
Yeah.
You got some just some leg shots and some. You can see his arms. There's
Okay.
Of Regan?
nothing too major.
So for people on audio, Josh's new picks are Nick in first, Samson second, Hottie third, Derek, Hunter, Andrew, Tonio, Brandon, Justin, and Regan in 10th.
W's. This is your top 10, guys, in the exact order. I'm not gonna get a single name wrong. It's gonna be perfect.
Dude, can you imagine with this lineup if one of us just nails it? Like how crazy that would be? Man.
I think if okay, well, let's do a huge thing. If somebody gets every single name right on the top 10, then I'll if I'll do this at least. If somebody gets every single name right in the top 10, I will put up $500.
Damn.
That's big. All right, let me make sure I get these names.
That's a big thing to do.
Well, it's not, I mean, it's not going to happen, right? But
Hey,
if it did, I think it would be worth $500.
I think so too. That would be nuts.
Be an
That'd be
expert.
great.
You'll be an expert from this point on.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy, dude. All right. I'm going to stick with Samson in first. And this is great because now each of us have somebody different winning, which is pretty cool. Uh, I don't know, man. I feel like Samson's improved a lot between every single show he's done, whether he has an off season between the shows or not. He's always improving. He's always putting on muscle. The judges told him he just has to be a little harder. And based on, I don't know if you guys saw it yet, but based on yesterday's podcast that Fuad posted, it seems like Samson has been grinding harder than ever. I mean, he's back on his. It's certainly, if he's not in condition, it won't be for lack of dieting because he's back to his 3 eggs for breakfast and nothing else and all that.
Samson went on the podcast recently.
Yeah.
Today, dude. Yeah.
Did they show any updates or just talk about it?
Just
Just
talk.
talk.
Yeah.
Fuck, of course. He probably doesn't know his weight either.
He doesn't. Fuad even said that Samson won't send him any pics personally either. So no one really knows what he looks like except for Milos and Samson.
That's a confidence thing, or that's a fear thing. Could be either one. And knowing Samson and how humble he is, he's probably keeping things under wraps because he doesn't like. I don't know. Who knows? I think
Yeah.
with what you said, he's improved with or without an off season. Applies also to Nick very heavily, though.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Which is why I'm also going to keep Nick in second.
Yep.
I think it's really looking like the best combination he's ever had of conditioning, fullness, roundness. I was talking to a buddy of mine about this the other day, actually. What Nick has is kind of like that Ronnie Coleman factor, but the reverse. So Ronnie Coleman had obviously the typical, crazy round muscle bellies, but with that white guy dryness, right? He had that like Caucasian dry.
Asian drive.
Caucasian dry. He had both. He had that combo. Nick kind of has he has the Caucasian dry going for him, but he kind of has that bubbly roundness that you don't usually see, in combination. So I think this year more than any other year, he really has that look to him, and I think he'll be rewarded for it for sure.
I think the cool thing with Nick that I've noticed too, and this is gonna be like you can call it bro science or whatever, but everybody that shits on mind muscle connection can just listen up now, okay?
Yeah.
Listen up right fucking now. Nick, his only knock was his quad sweep.
Mhm.
If you look at his updates, it's almost like the only place that he added size specifically was his quad sweep. Like he just knows how to connect, and you know it with his training too. You can see how very intensive he is with the way that he trains and moves weights.
Yeah.
I think that he's at such a level with his training that he can just target exactly what he needs to. Because I know I have certain things like that too. For
Yeah.
certain body parts, especially my legs, I can flex every single head of my quad individually. I believe Nick can fucking do that too. So I'm sure he's like bringing that shit up very, very, very intentionally. That's why it looks like that. So if you guys
Yeah.
shit on mind muscle connection, that's why you're small. I'm going to listen to you guys.
100%, man. I mean, it's a real thing for sure. There's actually legitimately studies to back it up too. There's a study where uh it was like two groups. They had one group just do the movement, and they had another group do the exact same movement with the same execution, but they thought about which part of the I can't remember what the movement was or what the muscle group was, but they thought about the muscle they wanted to target, and they had more muscle growth just from thinking about it. So it's a real thing for sure.
Oh yeah,
Um, okay, yeah. So I'm leaving Nick in second. I'm gonna move Hottie up to third.
I thought you would.
Uh, the reason is, man. I mean, we've already kind of talked about it, but I don't think. Yes, he's improved at a slower rate than the other three in that top four, but it's enough that I don't think that they'll knock him out of the top three. I think that'd be a pretty big upset. We saw it with Ramy, and Ramy arguably got a gift with fifth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he had some major holes in his physique, which Hottie certainly doesn't have.
Yeah,
And he's
he
still
was. He was.
he's still got top five.
He was definitely like, oh, we can't slip Mr. Olympia past 5.
Exactly.
That's what that
Exactly.
was. So
Yeah.
now we know the threshold of where they're willing to place an Olympia behind his fifth, because I don't think anybody could have come in more off than he did and still get fifth.
True.
You
Right.
guys know where Hottie placed not last year, but the year before.
Second or third, wasn't it?
Second, I think, to Rami.
It was second. It was second.
Or was Brandon second?
No, it was Hottie was in second, I believe, or something, or he got People's Champ. Let me go check.
He got People's Champ. I remember that.
You
I
definitely
don't
got
remember
people's
what
champ.
Dude, you know who got People's Champ, who was like one of my favorite bodybuilders forever, who kind of abruptly retired, was Rolly Winkler.
I love Rolling Winkler, dude. Have you seen him recently?
Yeah, he looks really healthy.
Dude, he looks like a supermodel. He's like way handsomer.
I
He's
fucking
top
love Rolly.
bodybuilding.
Rolly to me just seems like he's a good person all around. And
Yeah,
I have weak triceps, so anybody that has a crazy set of triceps, I'm going to look up to.
that's
Oh,
Rolly for sure.
2021. Big Ramy, Brandon Curry, Hottie in third.
Okay, I thought so. Hottie was second at either I don't remember if it was prejudge or finals, but he was second in the scorecards. But I think
Yeah,
overall,
and the delts. It was the delts, goofy delts, bro. That's why he
yeah,
did it. He would have. Everybody was arguing that he should have won that year, even.
yeah, yep.
Oh damn,
Okay,
yeah. When I look at this picture, even of the placings when they're all doing their front doubles with the medals, Hottie looks fucking nuts next to everybody else. Actually, here's Hottie right next to Nick. Here, this is what I was looking for,
oh shit.
and I absolutely 100% think Nick improved. Can wipe Hottie out. So I'm
Okay,
very confident now with that.
okay. And I guess that puts Derek in fourth for me, which I'm not crazy about, but I'm just gonna
Oof.
bank on what I said earlier in the podcast that his muscle maturity from the front will be a glaring weakness. The density and detail of these top three will kind of expose that, and they'll let him slip. Um,
Brandon in the legs is very no bueno.
yeah, man, I'm still not sure about Brandon. He,
Because you can tell he's downsizing. Like we talked
Yeah,
about it
that's what
more.
I was thinking, but like how much of a strength is that going to play to him? Maybe he was only keeping his placings up high because of the size and fullness that he did keep. So now he's
and
trying to downsize a little bit to find a balance. That also might fill out his muscle and make it look a little bit different too.
And
sure,
they, and it's not like he's surrounded by a mix of body weight, so it might do him justice, and it might do him justice.
yeah. I'm wondering because typically when you downsize, when you actually lose muscle, you lose muscle from your weak points first. You know what I mean? So
Yep.
I'm not. I don't know, man. If he's,
They'd have to like.
I think
Oh,
Abdullah
what's up?
said he's like 20 pounds lighter.
That's
And
what you were saying. Yeah.
if I'm right about that, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I think that's what he
I
was
haven't
saying.
seen them say that anywhere, but I remember that you did say that last week.
It was on Fuai's podcast. He was talking about the weight difference between
Okay.
his current updates and last year. And I want to say he was like 260 something last year and 240 something this year. And I'm like,
Wow.
if he lost 20 pounds, I'm willing to bet a fair amount of that was from the legs. And those pictures that went around of him next to Rough Diesel kind of scared me a little bit because particularly in the
No,
leg
my boy
department,
Terrence was that impressive.
I agree with that. And I mean anybody would would be exposed standing next to Terrence. Like don't get me wrong,
Right.
Terrence looks amazing. Uh but like the sheer leg volume, not even just the shape, but the sheer leg circumference didn't look that different between the two, and that kind of scared me.
That's hard though, bro, because Terrence is probably has the best set of legs in classic physique also, other than
That's
Branch
also
Chan.
true. That's also true. Yeah,
But then again, I don't think that an open bodybuilder should ever have comparable sized legs to a classic guy either.
exactly. That's my point. Like, as good as Terrence is, Brandon should be bigger. I mean,
Right. A
he
lot bigger.
should be bigger for sure.
I think the
Uh,
only way that it would have worked for them if he's downsizing for proportions and balance is if they were very fixated on leg training, eating food around the legs, like doing everything specifically circulating legs, while like other stuff in the week was maybe a little bit less. So maybe they were training full legs twice a week with lots of rest and recovery, lots of food on those days. And then for the upper body stuff, it was very minimal, lower volume.
yeah, yeah. Um,
Only way they could have downsized and created a balance. And I still think that if you are going to do a little bit lower volume with the upper body than you're used to, and you're going to fixate on the legs so much that that's going to show in the upper body with like maybe lack of fullness or density or freshness to the muscle. So
mhm,
I don't know. They would have had to have played that pretty intricately.
yeah. I think we're gonna leave the rest. Actually,
Okay.
I still think Hunter will crack the top five. I mean, shoot, man, Hunter beat Nick just a couple years ago, and he was way off when he did it, and he doesn't look like he's going to be way off. So I think I don't see him. I don't see him out of the top five. Uh, and I think he would have beat Andrew if he hadn't faded with all those rounds of posing and started sweating and
Yep.
all that.
And what I was saying last night to my girlfriend on the phone too, because she asked about this. She said, "But don't you think that Andrew might edge him out because of his width and structure and everything because he's a taller guy?" And I said, "Being a taller bodybuilder is only helpful to you because of the shoulder width. And even though Hunter's not necessarily a taller bodybuilder, he absolutely has that shoulder width.
Yeah.
True.
So I
Yeah.
don't think that Andrew being a taller bodybuilder can benefit him too much next to people like Hunter, who
Yeah.
are arguably just as wide, but just a little shorter."
Yeah. Right. And so, if anything, Hunter just looks denser and thicker
Yep.
because he's a little shorter.
Yep, he's going to be more filled out and complete, and that's very obvious in side shots too, for sure.
Yeah.
And the back again, they're both weaker from the back, but I think Hunter will have him from the back for sure. Because I mean, even just training in Hunter's gym, I can tell that his gym, the equipment that he picked out, is very circulated around bringing his back up. All of the back equipment there was mostly like really good back equipment there, like above everything else. But like, I know that even just from seeing that he's very, very focused on bringing his back up still.
hmm hmm Um, and then yeah, based on what I just said about Brandon, I see Andrew's legs kind of exposing Brandon and knocking Brandon down to what's that, seventh?
Mm-hmm.
I really like Tonio. I'm gonna leave him in eighth. I think that his structure, completeness, crazy conditioning will beat out both Crizzo and Regan.
I just realized how similar our top 10 is aside from one and two, and then like down to like Brandon Antonio is where it switches again, and that's it.
Oh yeah, huh? And then just Crizo Justin.
Yeah, we're very, very similar in our placings, it looks
We are
like.
actually pretty close. Yeah.
So I'm making my changes here. It's pretty much similar to everybody's. I hate it. I was like, damn, now we all
Hey,
make
that's what
sense. We're all in
happens.
like
Yeah.
full agreement on this.
That's what happens, man. What are you going with, Tyler? You're up.
All right, so Samson, Nick, and Derek, top 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Why did Derek drop from first to third?
Looking at basically when we were talking about the nuances of new tissue, like I know he's gonna come in great, so he honestly still gonna be my wild card for that top 3.
Mm-hmm.
But just based on the past 2 that I've eyewitnessed in comparison to Derek,
Yeah.
Nick has dramatic. I'm looking at picking Nick right now. Obviously, dramatically improved just from the Arnold to now, and then just sheer amazement on Samson on his progress from the Olympia to the Arnold, and that was in what 3-4 months.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then now he just had another full off season. Ain't no telling what this man's gonna look like. He's gonna be bigger. He's gonna be fuller. He's gonna be crisper. I mean, I can't not put him like over Nick by the sheer surprise of what he can be. Like we know what Nick's going to be. He's more consistent. So that 5% of like that 5%ness is understandable. But Samson's peak, like his cap, we just don't know it yet.
Yeah, his ceiling's so high, and he's just now into it too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to put him there based on like what we've seen and the secrecy that we now know of what he's doing. So I'm gonna put Derek third. I still think Derek beats Hottie just by the sheer physique aspect of how flowy he is. I'm sure he's gonna come in with better conditioning. Hottie's always gonna have the conditioning. I don't know. I'm having a hard time seeing Hottie next to Nick, and they'll be giving Hottie the okay to beat Derek.
Me too. I think Nick is going to match actually a lot of the detail that Hottie has, and that's Hottie's strength.
Yeah. Yes.
He's going to have more muscle doing it too.
Yep. And then I'm gonna go with Hunter for fifth. Speaking about Brandon, is like when you do downsize, the muscle doesn't look the same. You don't see that the fullness that he usually has. So it's a question mark on what he can look like at this downsize. Granted, he's giving us these physique updates, and he looks fucking amazing.
He does look really good.
But just in comparison of what Hunter's done dramatically, like now we know what Hunter's capable of, which we haven't for a while.
Yeah.
This is where I can go back and forth for 6 and 7 because Andrew and Brandon.
Yeah.
I think they're both great posers. They always come in, well, I say always, at this point based off of Andrew's last showcasing, he's improved tremendously on his posing. Brandon's always been a good poser. He's very artsy in the same dynamic as Andrew as well. I don't think I can just put Brandon into I don't think I could just put Brandon in 7 to drop 2 in comparison. So I'm gonna put Brandon in 6.
Okay.
Andrew in 7. Tonio in 8. 9 Justin. 10 Crizo.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm definitely.
You have Andrew behind Brandon?
Yeah.
Huh.
Hey man, it can happen. Brandon is a Mr. O. You never know. Like
he's been consistent. He's obviously been the most consistent out of everybody at this point. Even though his age and obviously his body is starting to slide. Andrew's still finding it.
Yeah. Andrew and
he's still finding it. Yeah.
Yeah, so that makes sense. I get that does make sense to me. I don't think that I can see it happening personally, but I can say that I definitely can make sense out of that.
On the podcast yesterday, I think it was Fuad asked Samson if Samson thought if Brandon was if he nailed his conditioning and everything, if he could still win the Olympia, and Samson said yes. So for whatever that's worth. I don't know, man. Brandon is so it's so deceiving because it's so hard to tell from his updates what he's going to look like next to everybody. It always is.
It's just the dicks, dude. I just don't fall for him anymore.
Yeah.
he gets
I
the,
fell
he gets
for
the
Monster
optimal angle.
hardcore, dude, for real.
Yeah. The last thing that I'm debating is maybe bumping Regan for Justin in 10th. I don't know
Me
if.
and we'll have Justin up 9th.
Hmm. I mean, I could totally. Again, if I were judging, I would definitely have Shire in 10th over Regan.
I got a question for you, Neil. What
Yes.
if he threw in the sauce boss in that 3?
What if I what?
Throw in the sauce boss between sauce boss, Regan, and Justin.
Oh, dude, I forgot about the sauce boss.
I don't know if he's going to be able to handle them structurally. I really, really like him. I think he comes in condition. He has really good physique, but he is very compact, very, very compact. He's like almost
Okay, I
212
can see that.
Do you think if I place him really high, he'll give me a sauce and sponsor me?
No, because he follows me on Instagram and I don't got no free sauce.
You don't talk about the man, bro. You got to praise his name.
Just
Dude,
kidding.
I got so excited when he followed me on Instagram and I saw how many people he follows and I was like, oh, damn, okay.
Yeah, dude, he just follows back. He followed me back too.
Well, he follows almost 7,000 people.
Oh shit.
Hey, he's a man of the people. All right.
Yeah, he's a good dude. I
Yeah,
like
he
his
is.
person a lot too.
Let's see. Man, he looks pretty nuts. Who did he beat at his show that he won? Was anyone else there?
Think of that.
That's a
Boss
good.
Those
Who did
ladies.
he beat?
What'd you say?
Was it Floss Rannigan?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going through his tagged photos. I was going to try to see, but it might have been a while since all that stuff was posted.
By the way, this thing is fucking hilarious. I don't know if you guys have seen this or not. But
No, I saw the one though. Oh yeah, I did see this. Dude, I just like him a lot. He's great.
he's so funny, dude. Oh my god. This was from last Halloween.
He's fucking hilarious.
With the men's
That
physique.
cereal thing too. Look at his quad sweeps.
I know, dude. I know. I love how he says it's an arm day too.
I always call arms upper leg day.
Oh, he beat Tonio.
I like that.
Oh, he did.
Oh, he
Yeah.
did.
I don't think he will again though.
Because he only beat it once. But that was after Tonio won his though.
Did you watch the episode? But I know it's not posted up yet. But did you watch me and Tyler's episode, Neil?
I haven't. I'm going to today though when I post it.
Because you're not allowed to see Tonio's account, but Tyler was able to pull it up.
Oh yeah. Which is so weird.
We learned that any one of us three can screen share.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so that might be cool later on.
That's
I don't
good.
have anything to pull up for you guys right now, but you know.
But hey.
Now, if you ever want to see Tonio's Instagram page, we can show you though.
You're right. We got you.
Okay, so he beat Tonio. However, I think Tonio has improved pretty dramatically since then.
No, like
Yeah.
hardcore. Like Tonio's conditioning right now is pretty nuts. He's very, very, very grainy, and I don't even think that Tonio has a flat capability because of how dense he is.
All right, we got to get off of this. Screw it. I'm
Olympia picks.
I'm gonna put Justin. I'm gonna put Justin in 10th and bump out Regan. Sorry, Regan.
Sorry, Deacon Rhymes.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. All right, boys, is this solidified?
I'm good with it.
What
Let
about
me take
you?
one more look. Let me take one more look. Just one more look.
Yeah. Look it over.
That's good.
Look it over. We got a lot on the line.
We got $500 potentially,
Right.
and some goofy ass gym fit.
It's gonna be great.
You guys are gonna make me wear shorts, dude. I'm not gonna. I hate shorts.
Oh, 100%. And they gotta be thigh highs.
We definitely are now, knowing that you hate shorts.
I did that to myself.
Also,
Thigh highs on hamstring day.
also, you can't even say you don't have a pair because Hostile sent us some shorts, so we
I
know
have
you got those.
I have them. I like them. They're comfortable. I don't wear them because I don't wear shorts though.
Yeah.
Guys,
I
I
wouldn't
really
expect them to be as short as they were,
hate
though. To be
clothes. I
honest.
hate big baggy clothes so much.
Really?
You hate big baggy clothes?
No, I gotta tell you I hate them, so you let me wear them.
Oh,
Oh, hey,
I was gonna say,
hey,
wait,
we were
that's
both
not
like,
true.
what?
I hate tight clothes, that's for sure, and that's what's gonna fuck me over. But I'm gonna
Yeah.
win anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, we'll see.
I'm gonna put Nah, I'm gonna stay there.
What if we're all so wrong that it's hard to pick who lost? Like, what if we all lose
No,
by
it'll
the
be it'll
same
be
margin?
easy. We'll figure it out. I can go into Excel and make a program for it.
The point
Okay.
system.
Yeah, it'll be a point system. It'll be easy.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right.
We'll leave that to you, Josh.
Okay, I took a picture of it once Tyler finalized his picks too, so I'm just gonna go in there and enter it and do that stuff, and it'll be easy. As soon as I put in the winners, the actual winners, then it'll auto-populate everything for us.
Okay, sweet, sweet.
Yeah, I'm set. I'm rocking with mine.
All right, final picks are in. That's it, boys.
Nice.
Signed, sealed, delivered.
Let's try to have like a little bit of not Olympia bodybuilding talk, just because that's been quite a few episodes now. Not
Yeah,
too
dude.
much. We probably got to get off here soon, but
I was one question that I had for you guys, kind of keeping with the Halloween theme. Uh, have either of you had like a paranormal spooky experience? Slash
yeah.
follow-up question, do you believe in that shit? Like, do you believe in ghosts and stuff?
I have had maybe two experiences that I feel like were pretty creepy,
Okay.
and I think I believe in it. I just don't think that it's what everybody thinks it is. I don't think it's like, ooh, spooky, scary demons, like get an exorcism, go get the priest kind of thing. I think it's just like negative energies that are left behind kind of thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see
I
that.
actually have a long-winded story, so I'm gonna make it as quick as possible.
Ooh.
But I do believe in the spirit. I do believe in spirit, the spirit world. I do believe that there are spirits that will around the earth, whether they're demonic or just
Yep.
people that haven't crossed over.
They don't pass on to whatever level they're supposed to go to. They get stuck, something like that.
Yeah.
Mm.
So back in college, I had a rough time as far as like anger issues and whatever. So one of my I call her my big sis. She's a pastor and whatever. So we started reading the Bible a lot, and I was adamant about it. And then one of those things, once you believe so much in something, you start to realize and see things in a different way.
Yeah.
There was so because I was constantly in trouble, and I mean this constantly in trouble. She had came and did like I forget the exact term, but she pretty much blessed my apartment to get rid of whatever evil spirits that were lurking or whatever causing these bad situations in my life. And then I kid you not, that night I woke up like in the middle of the night, to a lengthy, tall like figure standing next to my bed. Now the thing was, what was very interesting is that it looked like me, except just picture my face by like 3 feet stretched, realistically. So I was
So
like,
creepy. Sleep paralysis
very,
demon.
very creepy. Didn't say nothing. Didn't just looked at me. I'm the type of guy, if I'm gonna die in my sleep. So what did I do? I looked at you and said, and rolled over, went to sleep.
Take me while I'm out.
Yeah, I'm not gonna try to fight you or nothing. Like if I know this isn't like a left, like I can fight my way out of it, I'm just gonna roll over and just take
Maybe
a
that's
hell.
you facing your demons. That was you coming to your realization. Because I can tell you right now, I would never expect you to be a person with anger issues. You're a very like good person, very humble, mellow. Like first time you and I like it was when we first got on with Hostile too. You and I got on the phone to talk about ideas and stuff. We were on the phone for 5 hours. We didn't go over a single idea. We were just talking. So like I think you definitely like if that was something you were dealing with in the past, you have changed for the better as a person that completely was successful to you, and maybe that moment was that transition.
And it was because what happened that morning. Obviously, I didn't die. Right, I'm here. Uh, there was a rain. There was a rainbow. Huh? There was a rainbow like a full fledged like just rainbow. Like you could probably say it was from the window, but the way it was in my room, there was no like reflection light coming from my window to create it. But in the grand scheme of things, I was just like, this is really fucking weird, but really fucking cool at the same time. And I did feel that release of like just kind of nothing. Like, you know, when you have a chip on your shoulder, like for me, mine's the dad issues. So that was my deep seated root and cause of most of my anger was just dad issues. Um, but once I kind of accepted all that, and then I saw that rainbow, I went to talk to her again, and I just asked, I was like, "Hey, so this happened last night," and I was like, "Why did it look like me?" And she said, "The best thing to see to see some of the bad things that are going on in your life is really take a step back and look at you. And so what God does is presents Himself in a way that you want to see it. So because you can't blame anybody because I was putting myself in these situations. It's not like
Mhm.
somebody did this to you. So what God was trying to say is take a look at yourself. You're the destruction of your own life, and you have to accept that. But by accepting that, you accept the situations in your life that are causing you to react in the way that you are reacting. And so
Yeah.
once we kind of understood that, I was good after that. Didn't get in any more trouble. But one thing I did do, unfortunately, I didn't read the Bible as much because I didn't want to continue to see no spirits like the seven sense. I was like, I believe that they're there. I understand that they're there. I don't want to keep seeing them. So I'm a, you know, I love you, Jesus, but we're gonna step back from words.
I
So it
think
won't be
I
as
think my
dramatic. But
perception of like religion or like anything like that is I don't think you necessarily need to go to church every Sunday or you need to read the Bible every day in order to practice it. It's just something that's like it's going to be very like intention based. And I know that a lot of people have different opinions on that, but for me, I just think it's very intention based because I don't have a religious preference. I believe that there's a higher power. I believe I just don't know what that is yet. And I think anybody's vision of whatever their higher power is, whether it's like Jesus or whatever they're like, any religion that they're in, as long as their intentions are pure and they're trying to just be a good person, whatever. If you truly believe in that, I'm not going to be the one to tell you that that doesn't exist. I think that's silly and stupid. That's your faith. It's what you believe in. So it is
yep.
absolutely real. So whatever somebody believes in is for sure real. So that's just kind of how I picture religion. Um, I know that a lot of the things that I look into are, I realize that a lot of religion, unfortunately, religion itself being an organized thing is what the issue is for people because there's people that take advantage of others for following a faith and they will use it to their benefit to create a community for whatever benefit that they need out of it. Like people can do that, or you'll have your extremists that are just very far on one side or the other of the spectrum. But for all the like good intentional religion practices, they all have the same kind of structure. It's just they're giving people a template to follow in order to like help better themselves and help get them through life. It's like a guide through life. It's somebody that's helping you understand and interpret things a little bit. So that's what I think about it. But
No, I am in a full agreement.
Mhm.
I call that being more spiritual
I
because
am
well I
definitely a
call
more
it being more
spiritual person
spiritual.
for sure.
Yeah. Well, because you know, if you go into well, I guess speaking of my own experiences, like going to church, man, you see some of the most sinners just going to church to repent for the things they did just the night before and still come
Yep.
and talk shit and do all this extra stuff. So it's like the house understandably is a house of the Lord. And you can get what you need when you go. But the external people that come in to do the same thing but are not in the same wavelength as of being a Christian, it really kind of takes away the house of God. And so just by going in there, like I know, like the pastor used to have affairs, somebody with the deacon, you know, affairs and all this stuff. So it's like there's always something going on inside the church. And so
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah.
stepped away. I kind of away from it. And so, like
To
what you said, like the Bible is literally just a guide for you to live your most moral life, your way to interpret,
Yeah.
but it's not going to be like it's. There's nothing in the Bible that truly represents itself in the year of 2023. You just have to interpret it into the way to fit it into your.
exactly. That's the problem. People take the word a little bit too literally because what I'm going to start doing is I'm going like what I will read the Bible every day. Um, as somebody that's not even religious, I'm going to open it up to a random page. Whatever I read there is what I see that day. I'm going to write it down and I'm going to write down how I can interpret this and perceive this in like a way that's going to apply to me. you know, because I think it is up for interpretation. I think that's really important. Some people take things too literally, or some people misinterpret it in a negative way, and
Yep.
that's where a lot of things can get lost in translation. But it really is just supposed to be kind of like a guide like that. And me being a spiritual person, I feel like I don't know for sure because I don't look into things at all. I just kind of do it all on my own. I don't know if there's a book or a guide for anything like that. I just know that I want something to kind of see.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
but oh, I was gonna say something, I forgot. Oh well, that happens.
Yeah, I feel like if if there is like if God is as he's perceived in the traditional sense, like man in the sky looking down on us, if it is like that, I feel like he's looking down, going like, what are you guys doing, man? Like, why are you doing all this? Like, I didn't tell you to do all this.
I didn't tell y'all this. But
Yeah,
that's the
It's a
underlying
sitcom.
yeah,
and the underlying situation about all of it is that he never like clamored on free will. And so this
yeah,
is where the shit hits the fan is people
yeah,
willingly do whatever the fuck they want to do
yeah,
without
yeah,
thought of repercussions or thinking of it as a sin or whatever, or justifying it by reading something in the Bible like, oh well, this fit, I can get away with this. He's not gonna burn me for this or whatever.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like let's go back to the original topic before I get way
Right,
off.
right, right.
Um so when I was younger, I went to pretty much a lot of the trips that I went to as a kid. I was with my friend Wyatt and his parents. So we went to Oregon for like that's where his family lives. We went to Oregon for a family reunion. We stayed at his family house, and he told me like, "Oh, haunted, like this, that, whatever. Not with bad spirits, just like they are here." And I was like, "Okay, whatever," because we were young. We're like 9 years old, maybe. We're sleeping on the floor in the living room, and I look over, and there's like the front door, and then there's like a set of stairs, like going upstairs. There's a decent sized, like older house, and I look over, and then something comes down the stairs, and it's like this. All I could see was like a dark figure, like 7 feet tall, like looks like it's like just like I don't know how to describe it really, just like a not like wearing a robe, but just like a figure of some sort. And then like looks at me and then walks back upstairs and kind of same with Tyler. I was 9 years old. I was in a house that I wasn't like used to, dude. I didn't know any of these people. I was like, fuck it. If I'm dying, I'm dying. I'm just gonna go back to sleep. There's nothing I can do about this. Like, I'm not gonna run home 12 hours away.
yeah,
So, well, I don't know. I woke up the next day. I told my friend Wyatt about it, and then his grandma overheard, or his grandpa, one of the two, and they were telling us about it. And like, I guess that's a thing and Wyatt has seen it too as a kid. And I was like, wow, okay, so that's like legitimate. So
wow,
that's one. Another one is just there's this abandoned town, ghost town out in Wyoming where I used to live called Winton, and there's just there's legitimate like it's very scary. That's a place that like we'd go in high school. I did a bonfire there once, but like it's a place that you go to be scared pretty much. And damn, I have a lot more stories than I thought I do now that I'm like going. But that's just to tell you guys about that place. Like you're supposed to see three rabbits cross your path as you go up there. If you don't, then you need to turn the fuck around kind of thing. I've seen like going there not like as it was happening, but we've seen like where satanic rituals did happen, and that's when we got the fuck out.
Oh
wow,
So
fuck that.
yeah. And then the last one that I'll
yikes,
say is when I worked for a company where I was delivering beer, me and my friend Tony, we'd work together on routes. We'd show up to the warehouse at like 4 a.m. Interestingly enough, there is an abandoned mine shaft over in the area that's probably like half a mile or less away from the warehouse. And this is actually where some of the Chinese massacre took place.
whoa,
So you can hear like talking and like mine sounds and stuff. And you can see the structure's crazy scary. Next time I go to Wyoming, I'll go up there. I'll take a picture for you guys. It's just creepy looking. But you can hear stuff like that. So there would be things that would happen at that warehouse. One of the managers once, they even pulled up like a security video from a couple years ago of I think it was the lady who works at the front desk who still worked there. She was talking about it too, where like you could see something in the warehouse randomly, like in the camera. And then when me and my friend Tony showed up, we're walking. We're the only ones there. Nobody shows up as early as us. We literally got there at 4 in the morning every day because we wanted to get up and go in as fast as we could. We're walking down the warehouse, this huge warehouse is just stacked with pallets that are wrapped with saran wrap full of beer and everything. And one of the pallets just like shoves over whole entire thing. It could not have been an accident because it was like stacked perfectly. Everything was fine. And then like we're just walking down and it just crashes over, like beer cans explode, everything. We're like, yeah, that's weird. So then what we did was we turned around, we went outside, and we walked all the way around the warehouse to get to our truck.
Yeah,
bro.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, that was
Shit.
freaky. But I think that's those the only few times. I think some of the other stuff that I've encountered, I wouldn't say would be more of like a spirit type thing. I've had some pretty bad trauma nightmares for like the last 2 years, almost every night. And I do remember some of those that were very like seemingly like that. Like I would get sleep paralysis really often. And I
Oh
remember there
shit.
was this one dream, and I don't know if I would consider this like a spirit thing or not, but I just think that like if you're in a negative space, like I was very, very beyond depressed at this point. This is when I wasn't eating, going to work, I wasn't paying my bills, I just didn't care. I was sleeping and then I would go to the gym and I would sleep more. I feel like if you're in a negative space, you're going to allow more negative energies around you. So I'm not sure if that's what it was. But I just remember like laying in my bed like this, like everything was normal, like my room. Like if you guys have had sleep paralysis before,
Yep.
and I'm viewing my room, and then there's just figures like coming in, looking like they're all lined up. They come in, they look over me, and then they walk out. And they kept doing that. And I couldn't, like, they were the ones that I could see the faces of, like, if they would come up close to me, because it was just like a figure shape type thing until they would come close to my face. And it was just like very, very scary, bizarre looking. And they'd walk out. And then the longer that it went for, because it felt like 2 hours to me, the longer it went for, the more that I felt like this is like my funeral. They're coming in here, they're viewing me. I'm like dead right now. Like, I need to do something different with my life, or this is actually what's going to happen because I'm not taking care of myself anymore. And then that was kind of a little bit of a turning point where I started to try again a little bit. But like before that, I just had not, I gave up. I was so depressed. I didn't care anymore. So
Yeah.
I
Man.
wonder if something like that too.
Wow.
Yeah, you've experienced a lot.
I
I
was
would,
sitting here too when Neil asked that, and I was like, I think I got like one thing.
here, I
Oh,
got one to lighten the mood. I got one more. Do you guys remember? You remember watching the movie The Ring?
Yeah,
yeah.
I like that movie
Yeah, yeah.
actually.
It's a good movie.
I watched. I can't remember when it came out. But I believe I was like either 10 or 11, and I watched that with my homie. We had like what was that, sleepover, whatever. So we fell asleep in front of the the old school big box, big screen TVs.
The worst thing to fall asleep after watching that movie.
Yeah.
Dude, woke up to the snow. It wasn't loud. It was quiet because I'm a scaredy cat. So when I know it's gonna be scary, I turn down the volume so I don't have like the jump scares or whatever. But when I woke up, it was all that snowy stuff, and my homie was gone. So I'm like, all I remember, I just got up and started screaming.
Just static, and you just are like,
I
oh
was like,
shit,
oh my,
dude, that's so
I was
funny because
gone.
that's the
My dad
same
was like,
exact thing.
"Oh,
That's the same exact way that I watched that movie the first time ever. Exactly the same as you. I was
you
at
heard
my friend.
about?"
It was a sleepover kind of thing. They always wanted to watch scary movies together. It was him and his sister. My sister was his sister's friend, and then his dad. And we would always just have sleepovers in the living room, watch scary movies and stuff. And his dad was the one that was fucking with us.
Oh,
So
Oh,
he
see,
did
that's
that
fucked up.
on purpose because he waited for us to fall asleep, and then he turned the TV on like that at like 3 in the fucking morning.
I'm not
oh,
gonna lie.
my
I would probably want to do that myself.
Yeah,
that's
I would too.
hilarious.
It was not funny being on the other side of the joke, but now that I'm old, I want to be on the. I want to be on. I want to be on the scheming side. That's
Oh my
Dude,
hilarious.
God. When
And that was a terrifying movie too,
when I
yeah, it
was
was.
when I was like,
especially as like a 10-year-old. I feel like I was 10 or 11 too.
yeah, when I was like, I don't even know, man, way too young, like 12 or 13, my buddy and I had a sleepover, and for some reason thought it was a good idea to marathon every single Saw movie that was
I
out
was
at the time.
too.
That's solid. That's
And
a solid
we
thing.
stayed up all night long, and I remember like halfway through, we're all like, because they get crazier as they go, right? Like the first one's
They're
scary, but
interesting.
not that bad, and then it just keeps getting worse and worse. I remember we're like halfway through number three or something, and I just remember being like, "Man, this is rough." Like,
My brain.
what'd you say, Josh?
This is just not good for my brain.
Yeah, I remember thinking that, like, man, this might have been a mistake. Like,
Yeah, me and my friend were illegally watching them the first time when we did exactly what you did.
yeah,
And it's really easy to get wrapped up in all those as a series because they are very intricate, well put together, and
yeah,
they all connect in such a way. And at
yeah,
the end
yeah.
of every one of the movies, it plays back all of the Easter eggs that was going on that you had no idea about. And then at the end of the movie, you're like,
Yes,
shit, holy shit, oh my God, I had no idea.
yeah,
The movie's ready, and you're like, I have to.
yes,
And
yes.
then you watch Mark Wahlberg's brother have to cut his foot off, and then you watch Chester Bennington get a tire on his face. They're good movies, I'm not gonna lie. They just came out with a new one.
Yeah, dude, I actually want to see that. I haven't seen it yet.
I ain't either.
But
I gotta watch all the other ones again first.
as far as ghost stories, I should have gone first because I don't got shit.
Oh,
I mean, like, kind
who's your
of. So,
question?
what's that?
Who's your question? You don't have a ghost story?
I know, dude. No, I mean that's why I asked it because I'm always so jealous of people like you guys that have like real experiences like that. So, my girlfriend is like that. She's had tons of experiences uh that are very similar. And I will say, since like I've been living with her, which has been like over a year now, like some borderline creepy shit has started happening where I'm like, oh, like maybe they're just following you around. Like you brought them here because
There's innocent bystander to it.
yeah, dude, because apparently my life is so boring that ghosts don't care and have never cared. Like something about her, they've been following her around for her whole life. Um, but like stuff will happen where we'll be sitting here and like we'll have like an Amazon package on the counter, and all of a sudden it'll just fly off the counter, and I'm like, okay, like that's I can't really explain that one. That's kind of weird. Or like one time we have our brooms and mops and stuff kind of like next to the fridge, between the fridge and the wall, and just sort of leaning there. And one time we were standing in the kitchen, and one of the brooms just like slid out and went flying across the room. We're like, huh, that's
Cross the room.
it's a little weird.
Cross the room.
Yeah, like
Anytime something creepy like that happens, I just justify it in my head a completely different way, and I just don't allow it.
that's typically that's my go-to as well. I'm like, well, if it wasn't in there,
Yeah,
it's kind of slanted over just the right way. But it's
yeah.
weird. Like, I don't know why it would have jumped that far.
No, it doesn't make sense. But like this house that I just moved into makes so many noises at night, and I'm just like,
Yeah,
it's wind, it's whatever. And I'm like, I just don't allow it.
yeah, yeah.
Respect it. Respect it.
Can't allow it.
But
Sorry.
But no, for that reason, I'm always fascinated to hear stories like that because I'm just like, I can't even imagine like actually seeing like a spirit like what you guys are talking about. I've never come close to that. That sounds wild.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know if
It
it was.
is.
It's a weird way that when I remember things too, is like the situations are a little bit more vague in a way. Like I know I was at that family reunion with my friend. I know I was sleeping on the floor, whatever. I even know what movie was playing on the TV. It was Saving Private Ryan.
okay.
That I was watching on the TV. I remember I was sleeping under one of those knitted blankets. Like I when I have like moments like that in my life that were significant in a way, I can very vividly picture everything. So that's why I can see it so well.
Mhm.
But I don't know if that's like if that helps you maybe think of anything that's happened because like I said, I thought that I didn't have much, and then when I talk about it more, then
Yeah.
it starts to click and everything, and I start to see it again, and then I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's not one of those things you want to continuously have in your mind for it to happen again,
No,
man.
I have a bad repression issue. It's not on purpose. I just disassociate and repress a lot of stuff, and then I don't even realize. That's why I write everything down because I do it on accident. Like when I get depressed, I'll disassociate. Like that's what it's been happening to me more recently. So if I keep track of everything and I write it down, it helps me remember it better. Otherwise, like because I can think 2021 or 2019, both of those years, I remember almost nothing.
Wow.
You have to think really hard about it. So things like that, when I start to think more about it, it starts to click, and then I'll see it vividly again.
Yeah. Well, I will say my dad claims that he and I, when I was like 14 or 15, something like that. No, younger than that. like 12, 13 would have been. He claims we were on this trip together. He claims we saw a ghost, and I have no memory of it. And it could be that same kind of situation, Josh, where I just kind of like tried to my brain to suppress the memory.
Like on accident, yeah. Like you just can't
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah, because he's brought it up multiple times. He's like, "Do you remember that?" And I'm like, "Nope, no idea what you're talking about." Like, are you okay, Dad? Like, are you sure? Are you
Did
sure
you
this
see
really
it?
happened?
Did we see it?
Yeah, dude. I
Yeah.
think when you do have an experience like that, if it is perceived as negative, you just can't allow to give attention to it, or I feel like that's when it'll fester and become worse, you know?
Yeah, true.
Those I think if it's a negative spirit type of thing, they're really gonna feed off of that. And if you're not gonna give them any kind of reaction or anything whatsoever, then there's really nothing for them to do with you.
Hmm. Yeah. No, that makes sense. That makes total sense.
Oh, you moved my rack a little bit. Oh, my window opened. But then it's like you keep doing that for so long and you're just so desensitized to it. And you walk in the kitchen, oh, the table's floating. And then
All right.
it gets thrown at you and you're fucked.
Exactly.
You're just going to piss off the demon at that point.
Hey, if I ever see anything like that, where you walk in and you just see a floating table, ooh, I'm just like, bro
Dude.
got no chill.
I have to do it like that. That you have to. I feel like it would help me even. Like if I saw some scary shit, I'm gonna make nothing out of it. I'm gonna act like there's nothing out of it.
You know, but I would do that, but I'll be like this and walk right back out the door. I'm
And then
like,
go to sleep.
either walk or go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. I'm screwed. You like walk out, the kitchen table's floating. You're like, I'm gonna go to bed if you need me. Just give me like 30, please. 30.
Yes, I need 10 minutes so I can go to deep sleep.
It's
Like, fuck it. You won. Just give me 30 minutes to fall asleep.
it's like 3 p.m. You're still like, it's bedtime. It's bedtime now.
It's bedtime. It's dark outside.
Dude, you just walk in the kitchen all nonchalant early in the morning. You see some demon shit, and you're like, bro, I gotta eat meal one. I don't have time for you.
I gotta eat meal one.
I gotta make my fucking oats. Get the hell out.
Get out
Look,
of my
man,
kitchen.
hey, I can make you a bowl if you want some.
Oh, Neil, we need to ask you this real quick before we wrap up.
What's up?
Put these in order: French toast, waffles, pancakes.
Oh shit. French toast number 1.
We're all different.
Yeah.
Pancakes number 2. Waffles third.
Wow. I said waffles, French toast, pancakes.
Okay.
Pancakes, French toast, waffles.
Bam.
Okay.
French toast is so good though. It's just maybe I don't make it as good as you might make it.
I feel like, yeah, French toast. It's just a little. There's something about it, man. It's a little bit doughier. It's a little bit of a different consistency.
Yeah, I think when I make French toast, I'm going for protein, so I have a lot of egg in it. So that might be why I'm using
Yeah.
one, because I've gone to places that like make French toast that are like
Yeah.
solid, but I can't make it like that. So mine just have like when I eat French toast, I eat 12 slices of bread in it,
Yeah.
and I think I'll use like 8 eggs. So that's a lot of egg to bread ratio.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude, it's gnarly. I think I have pictures of it on my phone. When I used to eat waffles and French toast and stuff, the amounts that I would have, and people online would be like, "You're fucking stupid. Why are you doing that? You're gonna get fat." And I'm like, "Oh."
Do you feel like you eat less now than you used to back then? Just as you gradually understood how your body worked?
Dude, when my first coach was Chris Bumstead, and that's before I was diagnosed with acromegaly. The reason I lost out contact with him is because of the diagnosis and everything. We didn't know what was going on, and I just kind of canceled the coaching for a bit because I didn't know if I was going to be able to even do it anymore. And I can look back at the emails of the meal plan that he sent me, and I feel like I do not eat that much food anymore. I was eating that much food when I was with him, but I don't think that I've eaten that much food again ever. Like
Okay.
it was like 8 meals a day. Every meal had like 11 ounces of protein in it, like a steak or a chicken or something.
Holy shit.
I'll have to find it and send it to you guys in the group chat. It was a lot of food. And then with Terrence, when I was in the coal mines, I got up to 8,500. But now that I'm not working a hardcore labor job, I feel like 6,000 calories a day has been pretty good if I can space it.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like 6,000 might be a little bit more of a normal bodybuilding off-season amount for somebody my size. rather than 8,500. So I think a lot of the offset was the high labor intensive work.
That makes sense.
Good.
I've
Yeah.
eaten more in the past just in terms of sheer calories, but this is the most I've eaten like of traditional bodybuilder food before for sure. Like 10 ounce cooked weight meat with pretty much every meal, 7 meals a day, like yeah, like way more actual like chicken and shit than I've ever eaten before for sure.
Do you know what calories you're at right now?
Uh, last time I checked, it was like five, a little over five, but then 2 days a week, I have a high day of like seven.
When you
Um,
do a high day, is it like a refeed day or do you do a cheat meal?
um, both. I'll have like a little bit more clean carbs, and then I'll have like one free meal that day as well.
Nice.
I still
Okay.
like I get one cheat meal a week, and then
Yeah,
on my rest days, I just have higher fats and like slightly lower carbs. So like
yeah,
instead of eating 300 grams of rice in my meal, I'll have 250, and then I'll have an avocado.
yeah.
Nice.
That's basically what I do too. Like I have a little bit of fruit with a couple of my meals on a training day. Uh, I cut out all the fruit on the rest day, and then a little bit less rice, and then I'll do a little bit more added fats. Yeah, same exact here.
I'm trying to find one of these meal plans that Chris had sent me just because the amount of food is on there, and I was so new to it that I didn't like he didn't do macros or calories or anything amounts at all. So I don't even know how much food it was. And I want to find it so I can enter it
Yeah,
and find out because
yeah,
it was a lot.
that's nuts. 11 ounces of protein 8 times a day. That's wild.
Dude,
Impressive.
I was 19 years old turning 20. That's when I first started bodybuilding. Like I'd been like lifting and stuff a little bit here and there, but I couldn't afford to go to the gym. I moved out young. I couldn't afford to go to the gym or anything. I'd go when I could. So it was like once or
Yeah,
twice a week.
yeah.
I did that show. I fell in love with it. So I made it a priority. So no matter what, I was going to financially make it work.
Hmm.
And then that's when I started doing it. And I went from like 160 pounds to 218 pounds in 1 year naturally. It looked
Damn.
good. It was good size. But then the acromegaly stuff happened. I lost all my size and whatever. We figured it out, and then I got with Terrence, and then did the Arnold prep. I grew into it. That was my first cycle that I did too. So it was a really weird way of getting into bodybuilding, but it seemed to work out fine.
So wait, when the acromegalia first became a thing for you, did you just like start dropping a bunch of weight? Like,
No, so it was just like normal. Like I was just doing my thing. I had symptoms for a while, but I had no idea what I was doing. Like when I would go hypo as a kid, I didn't know that I was going hypo. I just thought that I was really fucking hungry.
yeah,
So I would just have all that stuff happening. But the way that I found out was I went out to dinner and I just went blind in one of my eyes and I didn't know what was going on. I'm incredibly stubborn when it comes to doing anything that you're supposed to do. Like if myself, I'll deal with like really intense chronic pain for a while before I finally go get looked at. For some reason, I don't know why. I
yeah,
just deal with it for a while. So I was just trying to be like, nah, I don't want to go to the hospital. It's fine. I'll be fine, whatever. And then I was convinced to, go to the hospital. So we went to the ER. They thought it was a pre-migraine symptom. They did a couple tests, like they did a CAT scan, or MRI. They found a pituitary adenoma, so they sent me over to like a neurosurgeon or like whatever brain scientist, who knows, not a surgeon.
yeah.
Yeah, they
Neurologist,
sent me to a brain.
Neurologist, yeah.
neurologist.
Yeah, then they diagnosed me there, um, and there was like a 2 to 3 week between where the people at the other hospital were like, no intensive training, no eating this, that, whatever, like don't know what's going on kind of thing. Lost all my size, got
Oh,
diagnosed.
okay.
Like it's just a whole like scenario. I have pictures of what I looked like before and then what I looked like after, like when I was gonna start going to the gym again, and I was
Yeah.
like 20 pounds lighter, and
Okay.
then I got back up to it. But
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, I've actually found out recently, I don't know if I told you this, guys, but apparently the acromegaly was misdiagnosis and they don't know what it is. So they have to run more tests because they're not sure.
What?
no shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was I guess it was misdiagnosed and they don't know what it is. And the reason is they're saying it's misdiagnosed for sure because I have some symptoms of it for sure, like the elevated growth hormone, IGF-1, everything. But the IGF-1 in my insulin only elevates when I eat carbs, and then my pancreas kicks on and keeps going. And a symptom of acromegaly is insulin resistance, whereas I stay very insulin sensitive.
Oh,
Yeah, so we don't know what it is yet. I got to do more tests. I was supposed to go in for another MRI, but I've been moving and doing all this other stuff, so I've just been like way too busy to even think about it.
gotcha, gotcha.
Damn, I
Wait, so
wish it was easy.
that whole time when you were like putting off going to the doctor and whatnot, were you still blind in one eye?
Yes, so we were ordering our food. We didn't end up even getting our food because they were convincing me so hardcore that I need to go get looked at. So, I like it happened like 5 minutes when we got there. I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay,
Then I
okay.
was like looking at my phone like this, and like it was just kind of like bothering my eyes a little bit. So then I was like this, and I was like, what the hell? And then when I go over like this, I was like, I can't see anything at all. And I'm like, I can
Whoa,
see a little bit. It was just like a weird like thing. And
there.
I was like, I said something about it. I always do this too. Anytime I have something going on, I'm like, well, this is happening. I feel like this is not good. And
Yeah.
then somebody will be like, probably should go to the hospital. I'm like, no, it'll be fine. Let's just wait it out.
Yeah,
Like,
this is one of those unintentionally funny things that you're saying.
really? Dude, I
I
did
can't
this
this
just
not at
this
all.
last weekend.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I can't see. I did this just this last weekend with something. We were like walking around. I got a random really sharp like shooting pain in my neck. I think I just slept on it wrong kind of thing. I've always had like issues back here. I got like it was like 15 out of 10 for a second. And it went
Fuck.
all the way up to the top of my head and then back down. And then like we were in the store and I was like, "Oh shit, I might like pass out. Hold on. This hurts really bad." And I was like, "Okay, it's gone." And then my girlfriend's like, "Should we like do something about that?" And I'm like, "Well, we'll see if it comes back." It
All
was
right.
bad, bro. I folded over in the store a little bit. Like I like sat there for a second on like one of the aisles. I was like, "Oh shit, hold on, just hold on for a second." And I was
Yeah,
like,
casual.
"Okay, we're good."
That might fake. One second.
Dude, that is so funny, man. Oh
I
my,
don't know what's wrong with me.
I love
When I
it.
broke my tooth, I didn't get it fixed for over a year after until it was like really fucking bad and super painful.
Yeah.
And then I had to get a root canal at that point. I just put things off for some reason. My brakes stopped working in my truck because I put off getting them fixed.
Oh shit.
This is just inconvenient. And then you know what I did last week?
That's
I
even more
drove,
inconvenient.
I drove to the gym with my e-brake because I wasn't going to miss chest day.
I love it, dude.
Yep.
I love it.
That was sketchy, by the way. I don't recommend it. It kind of feels like you're just driving a stick.
I don't recommend it.
It does.
Yeah.
It feels like you're driving a stick shift because like I'm using the gas and I'm over here on the e-brake with my left foot. So then it's like when I go off like a light, I'm like, okay, push down, let up, and then go.
That's one way to learn how to drive a stick right there.
Right.
Yeah, first you drive with the e-brake.
Okay, closing question, boys, before we wrap. Favorite horror movie / horror series.
Ooh, good one.
Then we'll jet.
My favorite scary movie is Sinister.
Ooh, that's a
Like
good
that.
one, dude. That one's
That's a
Solid
strong one.
one. Yeah, like the storyline, everything about that movie is just good. And I also do not think that scary movies should have a happy ending. And that's one scary movie that does not have a happy ending that I can think of.
Oh yeah, true. Oh yeah.
All the other ones are like Ed and Lorraine save the day. Fuck that. It's scary, okay?
Just die.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
I think I have to go with The Conjuring as one of the scariest.
That's
For me. But also just because of who I am. Even though I guess you really can't say it's a horror movie. But Freddy versus Jason was just like the
Dude.
shit to me.
Classic.
Just the shit.
Classic. Yes.
That's just when I was younger, I still did the same thing with the Saw movies. When I got sick one day and I had to stay home from school for 3 days, I binge watched all of Nightmare on Elm Street when I was like 8 years old.
Really?
Yeah, on like a little portable DVD player kind of thing.
Oh, that's awesome, dude. I'm gonna say I don't know if this is my favorite of all time, but just like probably the scariest thing that I've seen for years is a newer one, Smile. Did you guys see Smile?
I didn't
No,
watch it. I need
there's
to
a
watch it.
suicide scene in it, and I can't handle stuff like that anymore because of stuff that I've actually seen.
It was
Oh,
what?
dude, it's all that's all it is. Never
Yeah,
watch
I
it.
can't.
Never
I
watch
don't
it.
do well with that because of like trauma stuff, and I try to, and I wish I could because I hate like having a restriction to certain shit. Because I used to be so like it didn't matter, but ever since like certain things have happened, I just can't watch like suicide stuff very easily. It messes.
Oh, gotcha.
Nah, man, it's disturbing as fuck. Just don't watch it. It's not worth it for
I
sure.
want to watch something disturbing. I just think that that would disturb
Yeah.
me in the wrong way, which sucks because I actually
Yeah.
did want to watch that movie, but
The creepiest thing about it is just the smile itself and how, yeah, it's just terrifying. It's
there's something really sinister and creepy about like having like any kind of positive emotion
yeah,
showing whatsoever when there's something really dark and shitty happening.
yes, exactly, exactly. All right,
Yo,
boy.
as one thing I want to
Oh,
add. I know you
go
got.
for
I
it.
think both of you guys got Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Please watch The Fall of the House of Usher.
I heard it's
It's
really good.
it's really fucking good. And then when you watch each episode, please do yourself justice because I didn't know half of the shit that was going on because it's so layered with old school poems. I'm not gonna give you no details, but there's a layer of Edgar Allan Poe poems
Oh shit.
that are laced with just about each episode. It's weird. It's weird and cool at the same time. So
Damn.
do yourself justice. Like look at not a review, but a breakdown of each episode after
Okay.
you watch it. It's really fucking cool. It's really fucking cool.
Damn.
Fall of the House of Usher.
Yep.
I watched. That's the same people that did Hill House, right?
Yep.
I watched that one. I loved that one. That one was great.
I haven't seen that either.
It's really good. Haunting of Hill House, I think it's called.
Yeah, I haven't seen that either.
Shit.
Oh, this is the last thing I'll say. It's off topic. Just because you mentioned Usher and it for some reason made me think of like like not an artist, but like a celebrity in general.
Okay.
Did you guys ever watch that short series that Kevin Hart did?
No.
Oh my God, it's incredible. He shows his range of acting so well in that because it's more of like a suspenseful thriller type of thing, and it's like a series. It is. I'm not going to say anything else about it. You guys just got to go watch it. That
What's
is.
it called?
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember. I just know it's Kevin Hart. It's about him being a celebrity, but like not himself. And it's so good. I don't remember what.
With his brother?
Yeah,
With Wesley Snipes. Okay. Yes. I did see that.
it's so damn good, dude. It's so good.
It is.
Is
And Kevin
it,
just does such a good job acting in it.
Let me look for the name of it.
is
Yeah,
it
dude, you got to find that because that's an incredible. And there's only like 5 episodes or something like that. Like it's not going to consume too much of your time. It was like a short series thing, but it was
Yeah.
good.
it's not Die Hard, is it?
No.
Oh, it's not. I don't think so. I've been scrolling through this for a while, just looking for my old meal plan because I really am curious to see it. I'm just gonna message you guys about it because I'm definitely not gonna find it yet. But like, I want to
Do
see how
it,
much
dude.
it was like calculated.
You should calculate it before the next episode, and then we'll reveal it to everybody.
For sure.
Is
It's called
it?
True Story.
True story, yeah.
True Story.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
Is it on Netflix?
It says it is. It says it is.
I thought it was on Hulu, maybe Netflix.
Well, I just looked it up on Google because I couldn't remember.
Oh.
So I just typed in Kevin Hart Wesley Snipes.
Sweet. All right, I'm gonna watch that, and I'm also gonna watch the Usher thing for sure.
Yeah.
You'll like it.
Yeah, it's really good.
Hell
Both
yeah.
of them are really good.
All right, boys, this was solid. We finalized our picks. We got a bet going.
Talked about horror stories.
Hell yeah.
Bit of Jesus.
A little bit of Jesus in there.
Talked about going blind and not caring.
Right.
Oh my God.
Hey, Rama.
And driving without brakes and not caring, you know.
I'm a very responsible, well put together person.
Oh man, on that
I'm
note,
very nonchalant fuck it about everything that happens, it seems like.
That's hilarious.
I mean, in some ways, that's a good way to live, man. Just don't let it bother you. Just don't let it get you down.
Mm-mm.
Took a page out of Tyler's book for that, dude. Mellow.
Keep it cool, man. Keep it cool.
Go back to
3
bed.
C's, man.
Just go back to
Oh, I
bed.
broke my ankle. I'll go get it checked out if it still hurts next week.
I'll be all right.
Broke my
Can I
ankle.
jump
Time
on
for bed.
it? Yeah, I can.
All All right, boys.
All right.
We will talk soon, man. Next time we record, the Olympia will be over.
I found it right away, so I'm gonna do this right after. I
Bet.
found it.
Okay, sweet. You should text
Hell
us
yeah.
once you have the number.
Okay,
Hey.
sick.
Y'all think we can? Where are you gonna be watching? Neil, you gonna be watching the
Hell
Olympia
yeah.
at the crib?
Hell
All right.
yeah.
Then if we let's do a quick one. Let's do since Neil Josh you'll be here in Texas. We can just hop on one quick one
yeah.
after prejudging and kind of talk about it.
That'd be
Hell
perfect because I'm literally gonna. Well, I don't know about prejudging. Isn't that Friday?
Oh yeah.
We'd have to do it Saturday. We could
Saturday
still do
morning?
it. Though.
Yeah, we still
We
do it
could
Saturday
do
morning.
like a immediately post finals reaction kind of thing.
No, we don't even need to do it that way because prejudging is going to be Friday night. Saturday, Tyler's probably going to even be getting me from the airport at like 11 or something is when I land. We're
Okay.
going to go get breakfast and train. I think by then it's still not going to be airing yet. Like they're not going to be doing anything. We could just hop on like after or before that or something. Go over.
I say we hop on after because we want to record it and then post it as soon as possible.
Yeah,
Sure.
So
yeah.
I say we'll do it right after lunch. Yeah, we'll do it right after lunch.
and then
I
go
mean,
to the gym
brunch,
after that because it'll be like a quick little 30-minute thing. And
Yeah,
anyway,
nothing too long.
me and Tyler will just probably be in a car or something.
Yeah. No, perfect.
Sick.
Hell yeah. All
Yeah,
right,
he's
boys.
in Texas.
We will talk then.
He
All
will.
right, y'all. Happy
All right.
Halloween.
Take it easy. You too.
Hey, guys.
Bye.